Welcome back, everybody. We are the rest of the field coming to you on the weekend. My name is Jason Gorman with Chris Weiler, Deke, and Ben Christensen. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Make sure you're telling your father Happy Father's Day if you haven't already. Let's start with that there. You guys, any special gifts that you were, well, I guess only Deke and I are fathers, but that you were given, or a special gift that you gave your dads for this particular Father's Day?
No. Well, I guess my birthday was on Friday too, so it was a combination weekend.
Yeah.
So I did get a water painting, I think like canvas of Kobe for my birthday, and then got surprised with another one, which was Giannis for Father's Day. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Shout out to Alexi Stankowski. He actually did them. My wife bought them. Didn't know. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So maybe I've seen him on his social medias. He posts some of his paintings. He actually did one. I had him do a painting of my wife and daughter. Gosh, that was over a year ago already, but that was a Mother's Day present for my wife. So yeah, he does awesome work, not only on the canvas, but also on flesh. A lot of Deke's work is done by him, and same for me. Maybe we can get Ben and Chris to get some rest of the field tattoos done by Lexi. What do you guys think?
I don't know if that's going to happen, but is anybody else confused by Deke getting a combination gift, but he had two separate occasions and two different gifts? I mean, it was very confusing, but hey, sounds awesome, man.
Chris,
I would love to see it.
Throw in birthday and Father's Day shade. Love it.
Well, did you not say it was a combination gift, but yet you got two different pictures? I'm sorry.
At two different times.
Combination weekend.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Sorry.
Gotcha.
It takes back my ring.
We're going to get right into this. We decided to do a draft of all-time athletes with no championships draft. So super long title, but pretty self-explanatory. Just so everybody is aware that's drafting, this is going to be athletes that are retired, so not current athletes. I think that's probably what we were all thinking. I don't think when you bring up this topic, you're talking about current athletes. So Giannis is not on the table in order to be drafted, but we're talking retired players, no longer in their sport. It could be any sport too. So the options are pretty limitless in this draft. So this was another one that could probably be a lot more rounds, but we'll just do our typical 4-round draft. And to get this started, let me stop sharing the screen so we can do this a little bit bigger. But I got a nice little Cool Whip container. It's got our names in it folded up. So we'll do the little draft order here. And we will do last pick first again.
Sure, that'll be me.
Debbie Downer. You should get that. You deserve that.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know why I can't see it. I mean, it's the background.
I don't mind it again, though, the snake.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So now the third pick. Whatever. You can't see it. It's Chris.
Oh, yep.
Is this the same order that the last time?
No, Chris had first pick.
I had first, yeah. All right.
Ben, you're muted. You're muted, Ben.
Dang it. I had a good line, too.
Say it again.
Jason doesn't even have his name in there. We're going to go last to first here. I'm going to pull out 3 names. You'll just assume the fourth name is mine.
I got first, guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was weird.
You know that. Hey, I don't know, man. It's random. I'm just trying to abide by what Mr. Dave Steinbach wanted us to do. So, all right. So Jason, Ben, Chris, Deke is our order for today. And let me share the screen. We'll get the board up. Well, we don't need to show it. We'll just get started with the picks. So hopefully everybody's got their rankings or lists available. And I'm going to get started with, gosh, this is actually a really tough list with all the sports being available. And I think, gosh, I think I gotta go Dan Marino.
Did you do that on purpose? That's perfect.
What?
It's just a debate me and Deke have long had.
Well, explain.
Let's just say there was a ruckus that was called when I said Dan Marino was better than Ben Roethlisberger. And Deke's argument was just championships.
It was not my, that's where it comes into play. That was not just my argument.
Well, I guess I can't remember. I did have a concussion shortly after I brought that up. So
my argument is always above average stats and championships. And I think Roethlisberger has him beat on that, so I think he's better.
It's an era thing.
Roethlisberger isn't up for debate in this particular draft. There are so many, but
I personally I didn't think that Dan Marino was going first. I didn't.
I mean,
I had him 1 and 2.
He's a 9-time Pro Bowler, an MVP. I don't know if he's still 5th all time in passing yards and passing touchdowns. And he lost the only Super Bowl in which he appeared in, which was 1984. So, I mean, he's got all the stats that you may want. He could play in today's era of football in terms of how much they pass. He kind of had that. He had those stats back at the time when running backs were still key. But, I mean, to each their own. That's why I went number 1. So that's going to lead us to Ben at number 2. So, Ben, where are you going?
I'm going to take Griffey.
Ken Griffey Sr.
Yes.
Yeah, I had thought about maybe taking him as well. I don't consider him the best baseball player without a title. There's another on my list that I would probably go with, but that's why I let Griffey fall. So not a bad choice. Ben, do you wish you could swing like Griffey?
I think everybody wishes they could swing like Griffey.
Well,
it was just the sweetest looking swing I've ever seen.
But you bat left-handed, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, you're weird like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're a righty thrower, lefty swinger, but do you feel like you swing like Griffey?
No, not even close. I don't think I hit the ball in the air.
I believe there's a 30 for 30 going on with him right now.
There is. I think it comes out tonight, actually.
Well, what a timely pick for Ben. Chris, you got the number 3 pick.
Like, do you guys think Griffey Jr. out of place just because of baseball? A little tougher to be an individual athlete like Trout, somebody like that, just to never win a championship instead of, I mean, football, Marino makes sense. Like quarterback, high, touch the ball a lot, should have had, a chance to make it. But that was just my thought.
I might have a baseball pick on here yet. We'll see.
I'll have a baseball pick. I just didn't know first or second. Like first round, I just don't know what sport to be the actual toughest. So I'm gonna go with my guy Barkley. 28 and 13 for playoff history. I think it was 125 games, 123 games. He had a lot of chances.
Yeah, he was in the playoffs.
Never really made the finals, except for 1 year, I think it was, right? 92, 93 or something?
Yeah. Phoenix lost to the Bulls.
Yeah, that was in The Last Dance. He covered that. Good pick there. So, Deke, were you hoping any of those guys fell to you at 4 and 5?
Griffey.
You wanted Griffey? Okay.
Yeah.
So, what
Respect.
route are you going to take here with your back-to-back picks?
Yep. So my first pick, I will go with arguably the greatest running back of all time, Barry Sanders.
I thought you were going to go Ahmad Green.
Ahmad Green. I have played Madden with Ahmad Green. Fun fact.
He gets you?
He won. He's really good at it. I'm not very good at all.
Is he really good, or you're not very good?
Both. Probably both.
Okay.
I don't know how. Somehow we became an older friend of mine. Mike Lusardi was a manager of a cell phone place, and Ahman Green would get all of his phones in there, so he'd get a new phone like every month. And he didn't have many friends in Green Bay, and he disliked. I think he liked Mike and asked him, "Hey, you and some friends come over and play Madden if you want." And we were like, well, "Yeah, let's do it." So we went.
Like
a couple times went over there and played Madden.
And whooped ya.
Yeah.
Funny. Interesting. That's a
Well,
cool
good
story.
stuff. Pick 5.
What's that?
Nothing. I said
What's
cool
your next
stuff.
pick, you
Pick
said?
5. Like, what's up?
Chris doesn't care about your Ahmad Green story. Chris is coming after you today.
Rough weekend.
Happy Father's Day, I guess. Wow.
Yeah.
And
So you
so
got your combo.
pick 5, I will go with Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds is who I would have gone with for the baseball player. That's who I was hoping would come back to
Two
me
berries.
at the 8. Yep. Deke's
A big
got
berries.
It's
Barry
a
right now.
very, very good pick.
I like that bet.
Yeah.
Very
Maybe mute
snaky.
yourself.
Very snaky.
Oh my God.
Very,
Okay,
very sneaky.
Chris, pick 6. We got to get these guys to shut up.
Yep. Greatest receiver, Randy Moss.
Dang it. Yeah, if I had a choice, I would have liked to have had Bonds and Moss fall to me at 8-9. That's a bummer. Okay. I like that pick. So yeah, Moss, even with the Patriots, they lost in the Super Bowl there.
Yeah.
And obviously he didn't win anything with the Vikings. They suck. Then pick number 7.
I'm going to go with Karl Malone. I still think he's one of the best forwards out there to ever play the game.
I like that pick. I would have gone Karl Malone if I hadn't gone with hadn't gotten Barkley. I just didn't want 2 guys, like back to back on that.
Also delivers the mail unbelievably well.
Much better than the U.S. Postal Service.
Throwing shots.
Karl Malone.
Postal Service is going under.
No.
Yeah.
I've heard that for 25 years.
Well,
Okay. So with the 8th pick, I'm going to go with the answer. What do you guys think?
I think it's a great pick, but I was really surprised. I heard the other day on a podcast that he only played 12 years in the league. So, like, how guys are taking care of their bodies, he was done by, I think it was the age of 33, 34, and he was completely out. So I'm surprised he couldn't take care of his body a little bit better and keep that going.
Yeah, he was tiny. Took him
That might have taken a lot out of him.
Yeah.
So that finishes our first 2 rounds. I went with Dan Marino and Allen Iverson. Ben's got Ken Griffey Jr. and Karl Malone. Chris, Charles Barkley, Randy Moss, and Deke has Team Barry Sanders, and Barry Bonds. So
Very, very good.
interesting so far. I don't know that I see a clear front runner yet, but it always ends up being round 3 and 4 that differentiate the teams. This is typically where Ben shits the bed, and the rest of us do
Can
a
we
lot
say
better.
poops the bed? Let's bring the language down. It's Father's Day.
I'm a father, so I can say what I want.
So you have carte blanche. Understood.
Okay, so I have the first pick of the 3rd round.
Is there
Again, a
another
couple
Allen
of
you
the-
could take? Allen's on the edges. Barry, and then Allen. No?
Um,
Well, his first pick was Dan, so
Yeah, but they weren't. That wasn't his back-to-back picks.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with LT. I'm gonna go with LaDainian Tomlinson. Maybe not quite. Again, I'm screwing myself with. We obviously know the name, but playing for the Chargers didn't get a whole lot of TV time around us in the Midwest, right? Because we're watching a lot of the NFC games. But LT made the playoffs 6 times in his 11 years with the Chargers and the Jets. But because he has this, does he have the touchdown scoring record?
For a single season, I believe so.
Yeah. I think that's right. I think it's still standing, but so that's how I'm going to go. So I got Iverson and Tomlinson for my 8-9 picks, and then that'll take us to Ben at the number 10 pick, his 3rd pick overall.
Well, this is going to be difficult because you just took the 2 I was thinking.
Maybe if you quit typing.
I got to type.
Why do you have to type?
Because I got to type. I got to look up something. And then I X'd out of it. That was great. Good clicking by me.
Oh my God.
Falling apart here under pressure.
I think we
Jason
should
did call that.
Yeah.
Time limit?
What's the penalty? What's the time limit for?
Well, we gave you at least 5 minutes. It had to be that one day, so I got a little bit of time yet.
We can always institute something after the fact. I don't mind.
I think if you don't make the time limit, we get to pick
Yeah,
one.
but what's? Well, I don't like the pure sabotage of it. Maybe you just have to fall. Maybe that pick just falls to the end.
Or if one of us, if somebody else wants a player on their team, they have to trade it with one of our people.
Another sabotage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ben, come on,
Well,
this
you
isn't
could
that
just pick
difficult.
it.
I'll just take John Stockton. Well, I'll take the other half of Karl Malone.
And he loses the draft.
Yeah.
Ben going with the Utah Jazz quite
Yeah.
heavily. I mean, it's not like John Stockton's not a good choice. It's just it's tough to have both.
Yes, I already have
Malone
Malone.
and John Stockton, but I really don't understand what took you so long to find somebody.
I told you I X'd out of the wrong window.
Well, I
Had
was
to get
gonna
back into
take
it, and you didn't want me to type.
Chapman next for the Suns, but since I already took Barkley, I'm gonna go with Tony Gwynn. Sorry, Ben. Rough.
Tony Gwynn is a good pick there. I like that one. Deke, that's going to take us to you to round out your team. Picks 12 and 13 in the draft. Anybody get swiped out from underneath you?
Tony Gwynn, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's any more berries.
Man, I'm trying to think if there is any more berries. So I think
You like Rick
I'm gonna
there.
go. I think I'm gonna go with the Homer pick and go with Robin Yount. He does not have a championship, correct?
Oh. No, he does not.
And I want some hometown love in there.
Huh.
He didn't make many of these lists, which is weird.
Well, yeah, I think maybe because he's not considered one of the all-time best in baseball. I mean, you'd have to go pretty far down the list of all-time greatest baseball players to find that.
Yeah.
All right, so Deke, that's your third pick. You got one more pick here. So how are you going to round out your team?
I do not have a basketball player, correct?
You do not. You went football, baseball, baseball.
So just scrolling through my basketball players.
I don't have a football player. Let me look at my basketball guys.
What?
Isn't that what he said? He's like, I don't have a football player. Let me
You
look
said
at my
I don't have a
basketball list.
player.
Oh, they said football.
Maybe if you'd listen and pay attention.
Yeah, so it's my fault.
It is.
Hey guys.
I actually, one of our buddies from Ben and I both went to Winona State University in Winona, Minnesota, and we had a buddy Jake that we hung out with, and I tuned him into the show, and he's said he's been enjoying listening to that, but mostly just listening to me rip on Ben. He said he's missed that. He hasn't been able to hear that for a while, so he's enjoying that. So I'm trying to lay it on a little bit thicker for him. So Deke, what are you doing with your 13th pick, your last pick?
That's tough. There's a few of them out there, but I think I'm gonna. Maybe this is where sometimes Ben ruins it. Sometimes I ruin it. I gotta go with my heart. I'm gonna go with Steve Nash. It's gotta go with my heart.
Okay. I don't mind it because I mean I'm hoping that there's a player that might last all the way to me, but so I don't want to say anything. But not a bad pick, and I'm going to say it's a good pick because you didn't take the person I want. So Chris, Deke has now rounded out his team. How are you going to finish off yours? Ooh, I like the silence.
Jeez. Warren Moon.
All right, Chris is going quarterback. Warren Moon was up there on my list. I don't know that I would have taken him only because I already have a quarterback, and I've already been bashed for taking Dan Marino #1. So I like that pick. Houston Oilers quarterback. So Ben, who else is on the Utah Jazz that you can take?
Jeff Hornacek. Is he available?
I don't know. I don't know if he's got a title with any other teams or if he.
He doesn't. He's available. Ryan Russell.
No, I'm gonna go with a football player. I'm gonna take Tony Gonzalez.
Pete Maravich, Ben, you could have took for the Jazz.
Nah.
The pistol.
It's Gonzalez with a Z, right?
Yeah, Zalez.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Ben rounds out his team with Tony Gonzalez, the all-time tight end, one of the best to do it, which leaves Patrick Ewing to me, and that's who I was hoping would fall to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with Patrick Ewing of the New York Knicks. So I'm pretty pumped that played out like it did. Let me share the screen here so we can see how everything rounded out. So there it is. That's our all-time athletes with no championships draft. I ended up with Dan Marino, Allen Iverson, LaDainian Tomlinson, Patrick Ewing. Ben has Ken Griffey Jr., Karl Malone, John Stockton, Tony Gonzalez, Chris, Charles Barkley, Randy Moss, Tony Gwynn, Warren Moon, and Deke has Barry Sanders, Barry Bonds, Robin Yount, and Steve Nash. So same question as always, guys. Who do you like as a front runner other than your own team?
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
Jason,
think
you got some good notoriety there. Then you
yeah,
might have
I
hurt
like.
yourself with Stockton.
I do like my squad. I think Ben's. I don't know. I think people may look at Karl Malone and John Stockton as just two names they definitely know are great players from the NBA, and maybe they don't. Maybe they don't dock Ben points for them being from the same
Stockton
team.
is one of the top. If he's not, I think he has a pretty large separation for assists, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the numbers are.
I think it's pretty close, but
Robin Yount might hurt you, but again, you may get the votes because him being a Milwaukee Brewer as well. So,
I just looked it up. John Stockton has 15,806. Kidd is the next closest at 12,000. LeBron James is at 9,200. So
Magic, right?
So Ben, I take that back. Yep, Magic is he's fifth on the list at 10,100. Nash is up there. He's got 10,300. Fourth.
So I think Warren Moon may hurt Chris's team. I think Tony Gonzalez definitely hurts Ben's team.
Warren Moon, a 9-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about in that era, like Dan Marino is a name that people know. Whereas I think LT might hurt my squad. Yeah, I think I think it's pretty even. I don't really see anybody. I don't see anybody standing out.
The basketball guys was between T-Mac, Patrick Ewing, Dominique Wilkins, and Reggie Miller, and then I picked Nash instead.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of older generational players that we skipped over, and I think that's mainly because we probably didn't really watch them ever play. You got Ernie Banks, Elgin Baylor, Dick Butkus, Ty Cobb. Obviously, there's some hockey players. Dan Fouts.
Ted
names you might. Yep, Ted Williams. You got Calvin Johnson from the Lions. Jim Kelly, obviously went to 4 straight Super Bowls but couldn't win one. Yeah, there's a lot of big names out there. Terrell Owens, Gale Sayers, O.J. Simpson, Bruce Smith, the same thing. They're linemen for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, a lot of big names out there. Certainly ones that we skipped over in terms of some of the older players. But I think that's how it kind of always is with us, just because we know who they are, but we don't necessarily remember them because we didn't grow up watching them play. So, anybody else have any other comments? Otherwise, I want to get back to my Father's Day here up in Wisconsin. I'm up in Wisconsin at my parents' house on the lake, so I'm going to enjoy some time on the water. What does everybody else have planned for their Father's Day?
I just want to say, Chris, round 4, it looks like, has been completely suspended due to weather, so no pop-up storms, but Justin Thomas is currently tied for first with 2 holes to go.
Whatever happened to Woodland?
So,
after day 1.
I don't know. I don't think he had a good second day, but I don't know if he made the cut or not.
So the golf tournament's done?
He did make the cut. Well, it's going to play. They'll probably play it out tomorrow.
Love that.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
He said his Father's Day gift was to be able to sit and watch the rest of the golf today, and he got to kind of relax. So now what do you do? Do you tell Bethany that the golf tournament is still on, and then you just watch something else and have some time to yourself, or are you going to come clean on it?
Probably just say I'm watching golf.
That's what I do. Yeah, we have a cabin full up here. We have extended family that's here, a bunch of kids running around. So I'm going to have some beverages with my father, and we are going to try to drown out the kids' noise with loud music and alcohol. So
it does just say suspended, Deke. I'm sorry, not suspended indefinitely, so it could still come back on.
Come on, Ben. Just get this
Sorry.
figured out, please.
I like to have you on the yo-yo.
Ben, not your best day.
No,
I just wanted to go back to, I hope it does get suspended. So Deke's first day at the office in like 10 years has to be on the day you can't watch him finish golf.
Yeah. So Deke, happy birthday, happy Father's Day, and good luck tomorrow at your new job.
Yeah, thanks. I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's like first day of school, like all new.
Got my bag packed. I'm ready to go. Got my outfit
My
picked
boots
out.
tied tight. I hope I don't get in a fight. Oh, back to school. I know where you're going with that, Jason. Nice job.
Yep. Yeah, it's about time you pay attention and pick up on some of my stuff that's dangling out there for you. So
I hope Deke wears that shirt. Freak to the office
his freak
first
shirt?
day.
He should.
Nope.
Come on. Set the tone day one.
A nice little quarter zip.
Okay, fine. All right. So we did our all-time athletes with no championships draft. We'll have it up on our Twitter, like always, at @rest_field. Hope everybody has a great Sunday, to round out their weekend, and we will all do the same. So thanks for tuning in. Again, we are the Rest of the Field. My name is Jason Gorman with Chris Weiler, Deke, and Ben Christensen. Thank you for tuning in. We are out.